Hey, it's Bill DeWeese, and today we're going to talk about the mistake that is killing your voice-over income. I'm going to tell you the answer right up front. I'm not going to make you wait to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you what it is, then let's talk about how you can correct that mistake. The mistake is a lack of follow-up. Follow-up is the word of the day. As a matter of fact, if you're a voiceover talent, if you're running a voiceover business or any kind of business, follow-up needs to be forefront in your mind. You need to write it down, turn it into a poster, put it up in your office, in your studio as a reminder that you should always be following up. Now, let's back out a little bit and kind of move toward that and share some thoughts and ideas along that line. We're talking about marketing. Marketing is the overall umbrella from which follow-up is a part of that. And unfortunately, a lot of people, when they think about marketing, that's not what they're thinking of. They're thinking about, okay, how can I get in front of people? How can I let people know what I'm doing? And they're not wrong. That's certainly part of it. But at its very heart, ultimately, for marketing to be successful, you must own a share of someone's mind. It's not enough to jump up and down, wave your arms, say, hey, I'm here. And of course, I'm figuratively speaking, whether, social media posts, emails, postcards, it's, getting in front of people saying, this is what I do. That's great. If you're getting in front of the right people, that's a good thing to do. The problem that we work against, though, in our marketing efforts is the human mind. The human mind does not retain everything that passes in front of it. I mean, it's part of how we survive. We'd be overwhelmed. We can't live with and process every piece of stimuli that floats around us in our day-to-day lives. So as a marketer, our job is to find a place to grab hold, to have a hook that gets into somebody's mind and it stays there. And here's your big clue. It doesn't happen typically with the first time you reach out. I once heard, and I don't know if this number is still true, but years ago, I heard in marketing circles that, if you want to own a piece of someone's mind, in other words, if you want them to remember you and even act upon what it is that you're trying to do from a marketing standpoint, they have to see or hear your message. It was like, 20 or 30 something times. And this was within the context of advertising. Most people don't respond the first time they see or hear something. They need to see and hear it again and again and again because they've got 1,001 things on their plate. We all do. We've got lives. We've got busy lives. We've got things going on. We've got families. We've got jobs. We've got responsibilities. We have this, that, and the other. And as a voiceover talent, even though it's the right thing to do to reach out to somebody in an email or in a phone call or in a postcard or however you choose to do it, that's a good thing. That's not where it stops. That's only where it starts. You should expect next to nothing in terms of results by just reaching out to someone. What you have to do is figure out a way, have a plan to stay in touch with them consistently. Now, very simply, I always tell my students they should reach out at least 6 times a year, once every 2 months. Ideally, if you could do it once a month, all the better. And finding reasons and excuses to do that, that's a big part of marketing because you need to find a way to engage them. It could be introducing yourself. It could be showing a recent project you've done that you think might resonate with them. Like I'll give you, for instance, I recently was a voice on the latest Battlefield video game, Battlefield 6. And so I use that as a marketing tool. I do the opening scene, the cinematic opening of the game. And so I took that video and I sent a link to it out to my client list because I know Battlefield 6 is one of the biggest selling video games of all time, or the Battlefield franchise, I should say. So it made sense that a lot of the people who would see that, it would resonate with them. So if you have something that you think would resonate, it could be as simple as something seasonal. Happy holidays. I hope your summer's going well. And here's a good one. Hope your summer's going well. Just wanted to let you know these are the days that I will be unavailable to work over the summer. Even if they're not a client, it'll let them know that you stay in touch with your clients and you communicate, which is an important thing. These are just a couple of examples. But the takeaway here is this. Reaching out to somebody is a start, but it's not enough. Marketing is not a task. It's a plan. It is a process. It's a process of getting on the radar and eventually landing that hook in here so that people remember you when it's time for them to hire somebody, you are top of mind. Now, what I want to do is share with you something that we've built in to the VO Flow VoiceOver business dashboard is something to help along that line. If you take a look here on my dashboard here in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see my VO website activity. Being able to leverage technology is one of the greatest tools that you can have when it comes to marketing. On the VO Flow platform, anybody who I have in my database, so when I'm prospecting, when I'm looking for clients, I always put them in my database because when I do, VO Flow will track their activity with me, not just in emails or phone calls, but in visiting my website. VO Flow knows when somebody that I've emailed comes back and goes to my website. It will even show me what they are watching or listening to. So if you look in the bottom right, my website activity, this just shows the foremost recent events. So we can see in the past couple of hours, I've had one, these all four have been there within the past couple of hours. And there may be more than that, but these are just the first four, or the last four that pop up on this page. I'd have to dig deeper to get all the information. These are all anonymous, which means these are people who are not part of my database. It could have been from a Google search. Maybe it's somebody who stumbled across me on social media and they wanted to go check out my website. But if I'm prospecting, meaning I'm sending out emails to folks that I put in my database, and when they come back to visit my website, it will show me that they're there. Is that significant? It's extremely significant. Let me give you an example. Last week, I sent out several prospecting emails to hopeful clients at some point. Hopefully they turn into a client at some point. And a few of those folks I saw almost immediately. I keep an eye on this. It's like fishing. I'm throwing a line in the water. Who's going to bite? Who's going to bite? And so there's one guy in particular I saw almost immediately. He popped up on my website here and it showed, and I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but it gave me his name and showed me that he was on my website at that moment looking around. So what I did, and you could handle this several ways. You could pick up your phone and you could call him and just say, hey, this is Bill DeWeese. I recently reached out to you. I wouldn't say, hey, I'm tracking you on my website, but I would say, I recently reached out to you and I'm a voiceover talent and just wanted to let you know that if you ever need a sample read for an upcoming project, I'm always glad to provide that at no cost. That way, we're hitting while the iron's hot. He's already swimming around the bait. He's checking it out. And so if I've done my job and my website's good and my demos are great, then I've got a good chance of landing this client. This is a good chance to spark an interaction. Or it could be also as simple as an email, saying the same thing, but just as a follow-up, so that, again, you're further reinforcing they've come back to your website, which is awesome. Now they're getting warmer. Now they're checking you out. Now, in this case, the guy didn't hire me because he didn't need a voiceover talent at that time, but he liked my website. He liked my demos. He thanked me for reaching out, and he said he would keep me in mind. Now, does that mean my job is over? No, it's not. It's just begun. He is now in my database, and he's now on my email list. What that means is I will stay in touch with him on a regular basis, reaching out to make sure he does not forget about me. The biggest mistake, the biggest gap when it comes to income, I believe, is the follow-up in marketing. It's more than just reaching out. It's having a systematic way of staying in front of people. And when you have a tool that will let you know when that client is warm and checking you out, and sniffing around your stuff and watching and listening to your demos, you've got a very warm prospect at that point. And so having the tools to help you to capitalize on that, I think is critical. And that's why we created VO Flow. You can check it out, by the way, at voflow.io. But regardless of whether you're using this platform or not, you must have a system in place to stay in touch at least 6, preferably 12 times a year, to make sure that you not only get on the radar, but that you own a share of their mind so that when it's time to hire voiceover talent, they hire you. Hey, thanks again. I appreciate it. Don't forget to check out voflow.io. Join my new community. It's no cost. Join this. We are now the largest and fastest growing voiceover community on the School platform, which is an amazing platform for a group to gather. And I want you to check us out at school, SKOOL.com. And I'm going to put the URL here so that you'll see it, and I'll put it in the description. SKOOL.com/VOFlow. Have a good one.